Boiled yam and egg sauce is a very popular breakfast meal in most parts of Nigeria and maybe some other place in the world, I don't know. These are the ingredients: a tuber of yam, some eggs, seasoning cubes, garlic, ginger, tomatoes, onion, pepper, and vegetable oil, which we call groundnut oil in this part of Nigeria. So I started off by slicing my yams. This is how I slice my yams, round and round. My mom used to peel off the whole tuber of yam before cutting it into slices. So how do you cut yours? Let me know in the comment section. This method seems faster for me. Right after that, I washed the yams and put them into a pot. Then of course I added just enough water to boil the yam into the pot, and while the yam was boiling I started on my sauce. So this is how I slice my tomatoes with my hands. This chopping board thing doesn't work for tomatoes with me, so I always use my hands to slice tomatoes. It's faster and easier for me that way, and I've hardly ever cut my hands. So how do you do yours? Are you the chopping board then for tomatoes, or you use your hands like I'm doing in this video? I think I prefer it this way because tomatoes is not as hard as other things like onion and carrots. Like to slice my onion, I can use my hands, but I prefer to use chopping board. It comes out faster for me that way too. You know, when you're using chopping board for tomatoes, you can get soft and yama and squashy and all that, but onion is hard, so you can just slice everything the way I'm slicing the yam. The onion is ready and it's time to get started on the ginger and the garlic. Of course, if you have a blender will also go well to prepare these ingredients. You just put them all into your blender and blend away. But I'm not using a blender in this video. I'm just going to chop the garlic and the ginger into tiny bits, very tiny. I make sure they are tiny because I don't like to see the chunks in the food. So after doing this for the garlic, I do the same thing for the ginger. Even though ginger is a bit stronger than garlic, but you can still make it work. Just chop them into tiny little cubes, very tiny little cubes. So this is the progress update on the yam. It has boiled for some time now and I just added salt. Yeah, my mortar and pestle time. Because I don't want to see the particles of the ginger and garlic, I pounded them with mortar and pestle, making sure that it turns into a smooth paste. And right after that, I added my peppers. I could have sliced the peppers with my hands, but no, I would rather not do that. So mortar and pestle came to my rescue. This is how I found my pepper mix, the traditional way. So yes, our pepper mix is ready. Sometimes I add onion to this mix, but not today. This is what it looks like. Now time for the eggs, the most important part of the sauce, the essence of the sauce. Now it's well whisked and ready for cooking. At this time the yam is done and I just drained the water from it and set it aside. Now it's time for the sauce. I started with the vegetable oil. Just put it in a preheated pan. Then the onion went in first and I fried it for some minutes before other things started going in. Now it's time for the pepper. I added my pepper mix and stirred it as well. Just the pepper mix and the onion is inside the pan at this stage. So I'll just allow it to keep cooking or simmering for some minutes before putting any other thing. Of course, there's no method to this thing. There is no exact way. There's nothing like the way. You can as well put in everything at once, and I believe it will still come out nicely, you know, as your spirit leads. So now it's time for the tomatoes to go in. I just put in the tomatoes and stirred it together with the pepper and the onion mix. Then I allowed it to cook for some time. Of course, it's time for the salt. I added some salt, and right after that I'm going to add my seasoning cubes. So I used Maggi Star. My mom used Maggi Star. Her mom before her used Maggi Star. And I added some grounded crayfish just because I wanted to feel, I just love crayfish. There's no particular reason. Some people don't like it, but I love to have a feel of crayfish in anything that I am cooking. So yes, it's cooking nicely, and at this point the aroma has started to go around the house. I could as well have just used it this way to eat the yam and it would be nice, but I can't betray the eggs in that manner. Now it's time for the eggs to go in, and I turned down the heat a bit so the eggs will cook nicely and not just burn. So I just allowed it to cook a bit, covered it, allowed it to cook for a bit, and then I started to stir it together because the idea is to have it scrambled a bit. Of course, after the stirring, I'm still going to cover it and allow it to cook for some time. When I say some time, I don't mean plenty time. These are just like 2 minutes or even 1 minute interval, not for so long. Now, can you see that it is ready? You can see for yourself. It looks good. I love the chunks of tomatoes that are showing on it, so it's ready. Now it's time to serve the food. Food is ready, so let me know in the comment section. Are you a fan of yam and egg sauce? Are you going to try this? What do you think about this video? Oh yes, this is a beautiful face that was doing the cooking, and now I am done. And sincerely, this tastes so yummy. This is so delicious. This is simple, and the way it just melts in your mouth, you know. So let me know in the comment section if you're going to try this.